Hello everybody and welcome to In the Driver's Seat with dubizzle. And we have yet another special guest, and it's not the Toyota Supra behind me, no, it is Chrienjc. Chrienjc, thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for coming down to the hub today.
You're welcome, Chris. Pleasure's all mine. Super nice facility. It's nice to see someone care about cars like you as well, meeting you as well and the team. And yeah, glad to be here.
So we've been walking around the facility now for give or take an hour or so, and I've talked you through everything we have to offer. What's been your favorite part of it so far?
It's refreshing to see a place I can buy cars with one extensive collection. Secondly, the fact that you guys truly take care of the cars. What I don't like about showrooms is that I go in there and it feels like obviously there's too much salesmanship, right? You guys are out here with all these cars, neatly kept up, air cooled. I look outside the window and I can see them being inspected. I see the parts of it that I want to see. I want to see underneath the car. I don't get to do that in the dealership. I get my coffee served to me on a couch, and then I'm supposed to see the car after 3 months, which is not my kind of buying experience. So I really appreciate that you guys do that here.
Well, it is a friendly environment that we aim to offer here.
Yeah.
And of course, what we've been talking about before we went live was your car collection. I'll start with my car collection because it's been a mega... 4 cars is how many cars I've owned in my lifetime. I've had 3 Volvos. I've had a Volvo V70, a Volvo C30, and now a Volvo V90cc. The odd one in the mix there was a Dodge Charger RT, which I do miss a lot, but the head gaskets on those things, when they disappear, they disappear and they don't want to be replaced ever. But that is nothing in comparison to what you have owned. And I might add, you are significantly younger than I am. So to say that I'm jealous of at least one car that you've told me you owned is an understatement.
Yeah, well, it's more of a rotation than a collection because the idea is that you kind of get bored of it, as well as I don't believe in garage queens. I think that there's been obviously some sort of record made when I took that Lamborghini over 150,000 kilometers. That was driven like a taxi, right? Apart from that, I feel like you should enjoy your cars, and I see a specific trend from when I started buying my first car, which is a G55. To what I drive is just the economy of it. It just doesn't make sense to have such massive horsepower cars anymore. I feel like there's fun in getting something underpowered and really throwing it across the corners in the street. Excuse the RT and the Dubai police for me saying that. But I hope you understand.
But yeah, that's nice to hear. Yes, it's very nice to look at your cars that you own, but at the same time, it's nice to drive the cars that you own as well.
Yeah, absolutely. But yeah, G-Wagons in the desert, right? So you don't see enough of it. What really was important to me is that I use those 3 buttons on the G-Wagon differential locks as much as possible, which is what I'm trying to come to a point.
That's nice to see because, like you said, if you go to the desert, you see Land Cruisers, Patrols, FJ Cruisers, Defenders, Pajeros, and a few other things here and there, Prados as well. You don't see G-Wagons very often. And these things, they're built to be military vehicles. They're built to go anywhere. They should be taken off-road. However, most people that own them don't take them off-road because obviously they're more of a statement rather than a car.
Yeah, Jumeirah Jane car.
There you go.
But the idea is, speaking back to the Defender as well, right? We see a lot of Defenders as well that I feel like are deeply misunderstood. You've got Defenders that come with this underpowered engine, powered by a turbo. It can go literally anywhere. I used to have a Defender 90 with a motorcycle hanging off of it.
Okay.
And I've taken it everywhere, like crazy steep angles, all that stuff. And what happens here is you've got Defenders that are swapped with a Frankenstein engine because you want the massive LS and you want the automatic transmission.
Oh, yes.
But yeah, another deeply misunderstood car.
Yeah, that's true. I came across a friend of mine has a garage. Yeah, it is a garage, it's not really a dealership here. Yeah. He actually has old Defenders that are LS swapped, but not the LS that you would have thought they were. He's actually got Toyota V8s underneath there because of the reliability factor of it. Yeah. Which again, I remember opening the bonnet thinking, that's interesting. When he said LS, I was thinking LS3, LS2, not a Lexus LS. But, people do that. And
they do that.
Again, going back to the Defender as well, I remember driving the Defender for the first time, the new shape as well, not the old one. Yeah. Land Rover were very kind enough to bring us out and drive the car. And it was my first time driving off-road ever in my life. I'd never done it at all. And I was the guy that was shaking and I was worrying that, I'm going to get this car stuck. And because I'm in the new Defender, it's not built for doing this anymore. Yeah. Boy, was I wrong about both things. Amazing enough, I did not get stuck. But incredibly enough, the car handled absolutely incredibly well in the desert. You just don't see them there at the moment.
No, I think it's great that you talked about the new Defender because there was a lot of stigma from the Land Rover community. I used to be part of the Land Rover group, and they hated the new Defender. But the reality is that both cars are super good at going off-road. The key difference is that in the old Defender, you had to have skills. You had to understand the terrain. You had to understand what kind of gear you want to put it in based on what you're trying to do. But with the new Defender, there's a no frills element, which I think is also important. Like, you get more people involved in the community by doing that. You have a smarter car that can do more stuff for you, can enhance your skills better, and just gets more people off road. But unfortunately, we don't see that here, and we got to change that.
Yeah, we do. I mean, the only thing that I can kind of think about it is parts, or it's just harder to fix, right? Because if you do look in the desert and you look really deep, you'll find the old 76 series, the old 79s, the 70s, Y61s.
Yeah.
Because these things are basically ingrained into our culture here, they are a dime a dozen, and well, they're relatively easy to fix, especially when it comes to being off-road. Yeah. I know a lot of these turbocharged cars that are coming out now, especially these SUVs, this is a hassle when you go off-road, right? Because that's a part that's going to break, and it's a part you cannot fix with a spanner. You need a whole new unit for that.
Yep.
You can't just put some tape over and expect it to work as efficiently as it should. It won't do that. Whereas if you have just a Y61 or an old Defender, or even the 76 series, it will go on forever. It just won't die.
Yeah, I think that you've actually pointed out a really important point. The biggest, let's say, obstacle for people to take these cars off-road is that they're scared they're going to break it.
Yeah.
Now, if you found an easier way to fix it, that's probably going to be one of the reasons why you can encourage a community of people to do it. Because I even see people with brand new Range Rovers that are, again, the same thing, right? And they won't take it off-road. Porsche Cayennes, those things are incredible off-road, especially the Gen 1s and the Gen 2s. But yeah, I think it's a matter of time, matter of aftermarket service and repair becoming cheaper, things like that.
Yeah, exactly. Now let's just go back to the taxis you referred to, the Lamborghini with 150,000 kilometers on the clock. That's very unusual.
Yeah.
I know that in America you can get 100,000-mile Lamborghinis. Sure. There are a few people that do love them to bits, as you do as well. What was the Lamborghini in question here? Was it some normal, I like how I use the word normal without quotation marks. What Lamborghini is normal?
Yeah.
A Gallardo? No. Murcielago? No. None of them are normal. Yeah. But you drove it like a normal car.
So I'll give you the story behind it. The G-Wagon that's tattooed to my leg, that was sold. And then I swapped it for an SLS. Now, the craziest thing happened, right? Of course, SLS, gull-wing doors. It was my dream car.
You're going to tell me that you off-roaded a gull-wing, an SLS?
No,
that's what you, okay. Then I'm going to leave now.
Oh, no, I did. But here's the crazy thing, right? The guy that was supposed to import the car in for me, he had trouble with the documentation, and he's like, listen, man, I can't get the car, but I've already sold your G55. And I'm like, wait, what? So I have no car? What are you going to do? And he's like, look, I've got this beat up car. It's just not being able to sell. I don't know what's wrong with it. If you want, I can offer that to you, 1-to-1 trade. So I looked at it, and it was this Rosso Andromeda. That's the Italian color name, but it means red. It's a red Lamborghini with a carbon fiber hood that looks so weird. Everything about it is super dusty. It looks like you picked it up off of auction. And then I look at it, and I notice one thing. On the windshield is a little plaque saying 1 out of 50, or 1 out of 100, limited edition. And that got me thinking. I was like, okay, what the hell is this? And then took the win off of it, put it on a Lamborghini forum. There was a guy that worked for the factory that said that your car is 1 out of 2. They made 100 rear-wheel drive Gallardos at the very end.
Okay.
And there's only 2 in Rosso Andromeda in the world. One's a stick shift in the UK, and there's one that's automatic, which is in Dubai. And I immediately took that car off it. He had no idea what it was.
So you basically got a deal of a lifetime there.
Yeah. And then obviously, I decided that, if it's going to be an everyday car, it has to do everything what the G55 could do, which is go off-road, pick up my surfboards, pick up my cycles when I want to go cycling, and then whatever I need to do, right? So it needs to haul stuff.
Yeah.
So I built a roof rack and stuck on it. And yeah, it took me everywhere. The car is incredible. It's got the nose lift, so it could go into the desert. The roof rack, I could put my surfboards on it. I know it sounds horrible, but
it sounds amazing. I mean, if we look at new cars that come out, look at the 911 Dakar.
There we go.
People are building GT.
They said that was inspired by me, I think.
Oh, nice. There you go.
I'm joking.
There's the GT86 Safaris that are coming up randomly here. There's the one parked down the road.
Yeah.
There's also, I've seen, I think it's a 350 that's been modified to be a Safari as well. There's a few other cars. My car is technically similar to that, but I don't know how well it would do off-road. I took it off-road lightly when it rained, which it performed very well, but it's a Volvo. They're not really meant to go off-road, but maybe I should try it after speaking to you on this episode. Yeah, so I'm going to go doom basting in a Volvo after
Absolutely, I can't wait to see the videos. All-terrain tires and just take it out there, rip it up.
The video is going to be me driving into the sand, me bottoming out, me getting stuck, me leaving the car and buying another one. Those are going to be the videos. Maybe not even in that order. There might be one of me crying somewhere at some point as well, because I've sunk in my Volvo.
Yeah, well, best of luck.
But seriously, it's fascinating that you did that with your Lamborghini, that you put a nose cone on it. And actually, aren't Lamborghini building one anyway? Isn't there one that's been spotted that...
Absolutely, the Huracan Sterato or...
So they inspired it from you, obviously.
Honestly, I have no idea, but I have to say this, that I like that direction, right? There's always that enthusiast bit where you want to have a car that's unique. I think that's what's motivating this thought process in my head and that culture out there, is that you've got so many G-Wagons here, you've got so many Lamborghinis. Like you said, they're all just normal cars now. Yeah. How do you differentiate your car from like 200 others?
Exactly. And it could be the paint, but it could be a front bumper.
It could be that, roof rack. It could be making it utilitarian. Yeah, absolutely.
So why get a Bronco? Why get a G-Wagon when you can modify a Lamborghini? You've got the power. Yeah. They come with all-wheel drive.
Yeah. But mine was rear-wheel drive, but I still went ahead with it anyway.
They don't have locking differentials, so maybe you'll have a problem, maybe not.
When's the last time you clicked the differential button for all the Land Cruiser out and Nissan Patrol owners out there? I'm pretty sure the best way to get out is just deflate some more and then just keep
off
driving.
You go, yeah. I mean, I've never done it. I've never off-roaded. So all the years I've been here and I've never off-roaded, sounds so bad.
No, we got to get you out there.
Yes. But thank you so much for joining us, and thank you for sharing your story as well. Be great actually to see if we could find where your car is now.
Oh yeah, absolutely. That'd be really, really fun.
Do you know where it is? Is it still in the country?
No idea. I'm pretty sure that it's going to end up being a garage queen because if it's like, let's say it's heritage and it's story. Yeah. But I just hope to see it out again.
It's going to be that, that one where it's got a big question mark. So it's got like the kilometers when it was found. Then there's a big question mark of who took it. Yeah. And then to where its next owner is. And it's going to be, well, what happened? We don't know. The record's got erased somehow. The bumper looks different.
Yeah, and they'll take off the bumper and be like, why is there so much sand in there?
Got to clear all that out. Yeah. Thank you so much for coming down. It's been a pleasure. And of course, if you ever need help buying or selling your next car, feel free to come down to the hub. I don't know if we'll be able to get you an off-road Lamborghini again. We could try, or maybe an off-road 86. I think I've actually got my eye on that one over there. I must go have a look at it. But
or maybe an EV, because like in my head, that's what I like right now. I'm truly getting into that EV culture.
I do wonder if you could do that. Could you off-road an EV?
Oh yeah, of course, absolutely. I think that traction control system has something special there.
Yeah, I think we need to revisit this at some point. But thank you so much for joining us. Yeah. And of course, we'll see you in the next episode of In the Driver's Seat with dubizzle.